Attention! The world as we know it may have just changed forever. The geopolitical landscape is shifting rapidly and the stakes have never been higher. We are now officially in war between NATO, the United States, and Russia. This conflict is not just about territorial disputes, but also about power, influence, and control over global resources. This dangerous situation escalated rapidly after the United States supplied Ukraine with long-range missiles. These weapons have significantly altered the balance of power in the region, leading to heightened tensions and aggressive posturing from all sides. This decision, a turning point in the conflict, will ignite a firestorm of global consequences. Diplomatic channels are strained, and the international community is on edge, watching every move with bated breath. The world watches in fear as two superpowers engage in a high-stakes standoff. The potential for a broader conflict looms large, and the implications for global security are profound. The situation in Ukraine is dire. Civilians are caught in the crossfire, and the humanitarian crisis is worsening by the day. The destruction is widespread, and the hope for peace seems distant. Russian forces are amassing on the border, responding to what they perceive as a direct threat. The military buildup is unprecedented, and the risk of a full-scale invasion is real. The United States and NATO allies are on high alert, deploying troops and resources to the region. The show of force is meant to deter further aggression, but it also increases the risk of accidental clashes. The potential for miscalculation and escalation is terrifyingly real. In this volatile environment, a single misstep could lead to catastrophic consequences, making the need for careful diplomacy and strategic restraint more critical than ever. The United States government initially denied supplying Ukraine with long-range missiles. However, evidence quickly emerged proving otherwise. Satellite imagery revealed the presence of these advanced weapon systems within Ukraine's borders. Additionally, leaked intelligence reports confirmed the United States' transfer of these weapons. The revelation of this secret arms transfer sent shockwaves through the international community. Russia condemned the move as a reckless provocation. Many world leaders expressed deep concern, fearing a dangerous escalation of the conflict. Russia's response to the United States missile transfer was swift and decisive. The sight of military convoys moving through the countryside and the activation of missile launch sites signaled a significant escalation in tensions. President Putin declared a state of emergency and ordered a massive military buildup along Russia's western borders. In a televised address, he emphasized the need for national unity and strength in the face of what he described as an imminent threat. Russian citizens living near the Ukrainian border began evacuating their homes, seeking safety from the looming conflict. Long lines of cars stretched for miles as families packed their belongings and fled to safer regions, uncertain of what the future holds. Across Russia, air raid sirens blared as civilians participated in nationwide emergency drills. These drills, designed to prepare the population for potential missile attacks, saw people rushing to designated shelters and practicing emergency procedures. The Russian government instructed its citizens on how to seek shelter in the event of a missile attack. Officials provided detailed guidelines on emergency protocols, ensuring that everyone knew the steps to take to protect themselves and their families. The mood in Russia is tense, with many fearing the worst. The anxious faces of citizens watching the news, the palpable tension in the air, and the uncertainty of what lies ahead have created an atmosphere of unease and apprehension across the nation. Section 4. Global Fallout. The world watches in fear. As the conflict in Ukraine escalates, the world holds its breath, watching with a mix of dread and hope. The tension is palpable and the stakes have never been higher. The implications of this conflict extend far beyond Ukraine. The ripple effects are being felt across continents, affecting not just the immediate region, but the entire global community. International leaders are in constant discussion, trying to navigate this complex and volatile situation. The entire world is now grappling with the consequences of a potential war between nuclear-armed superpowers. The threat of nuclear escalation looms large, casting a shadow over diplomatic efforts and heightening global anxiety. Global stock markets have plummeted, reflecting the widespread fear and uncertainty gripping the international community. Investors are on edge, and the economic ramifications are being felt in every corner of the world. The financial instability adds another layer of complexity to an already dire situation. NATO has condemned Russia's actions and pledged unwavering support for Ukraine. The alliance's commitment to defending its member states and supporting Ukraine is clear, but this support comes with its own set of challenges and risks. However, the alliance has also made it clear that it will not engage in direct military conflict with Russia. This delicate balance of providing support without escalating the conflict further is a tightrope walk that NATO must navigate carefully. The international community is desperately seeking a diplomatic solution, but the path to peace seems treacherous and uncertain. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, with negotiators working tirelessly to find common ground. Yet the road ahead is fraught with obstacles, and the hope for a peaceful resolution remains fragile. Section 5. The Uncertain Future, a World on Edge. The world holds its breath as the standoff between Russia and the West intensifies. The stakes could not be higher. A miscalculation, an accident, or a deliberate act of aggression could trigger a conflict with catastrophic consequences for humanity. The future remains uncertain, shrouded in a fog of fear and uncertainty. The world can only hope that cooler heads will prevail and that diplomacy will ultimately triumph over aggression. The alternative is too terrifying to contemplate.